Hi, this is Emily, one of the Directors of Academic Support on the Accelerator team. Welcome again to the Accelerator. We are so excited that you are joining our amazing network of all sorts of schools from all over the country, and we're so excited to get to know more about you as we start working together. Kind of in that spirit, Stephanie Lyon and I wanted to roll out our first kind of ask for you in terms of what we would like you to do before we come together in our first workshop in January. We are going to ask you, the lead instructional leader, and your CEO together to complete a self-assessment of your instructional model. Stephanie and I, and the Accelerator as a whole, we go really hard on the instructional model over our time together in the Accelerator. We cover a lot of ground and talk about all sorts of topics within the instructional model, like the foundation of your instruction, all the way down to different kinds of layers of PD. And in order to make sure that our program successfully meets your needs, we need to know more about your program. So what our ask is that you complete this document, which I know is probably going to look a little bit long at first, but bear with us. The more information you can tell us up front about what's happening at your network, what instruction looks like, what math curriculum you use, how you train your teachers, it is going to be so helpful to us to make sure that our program meets your needs. So the ask is that between the 23rd of October and November 17th, you and your CEO work together to reflect on these different elements of your instructional model. You'll go through each kind of aspects of your instructional model. Then the first column will list success criteria, or what we hope that this looks like in an ideal world. Then there's some guiding questions for you to think about and reflect on. And then there's space for a reflection on your current state. This is where we want you to add notes, context. Feel free to hyperlink documents because that's actually sometimes easier than typing out a whole bunch of stuff. Put it all here, and then once you have reflected on it, give yourself a score between 1 and 5 in terms of how well you think you have this already codified and laid out and clarified, and how great you feel about it. And then in the last column, there's a space for you to say what level of priority you see as needing to improve this. So not everything is going to get improved upon, not everything needs to be improved upon. So it's something really, really high priority, like, oh gosh, we don't have this, we need this, or not. Let us know in that last column. So you're going to go ahead and do that for all these different elements of your instructional program, including the foundational level, which is this first page, then ELA and math designs, and of course science and social studies. And then we'll have you add additional context about your assessment practices, learning environment, professional learning, and how you develop people. I know it's a lot, but it is going to be just incredibly helpful to us. The faster we can get up to speed about your network and what makes you guys you, the faster we can start to meet your needs and help get you what you need. As an example, Stephanie and I did actually put together pieces of a reflection, an instructional model self-assessment about achievement first. This is going to act as a model for you all in the reflection on the current state category. So we didn't do either of the last two columns where we score ourselves, but with the reflection on the current state, this is the kind of information that we're looking for. And you'll note, one, just specificity, and then two, when specificity isn't enough or it's easier to do something else, you can always hyperlink in additional documents for us to peruse, which is going to really help us just zoom in as much as possible. So we're going to send this to you as an example. This is the kind of level of thinking that we'd love to see from you. The more thinking you give us, the better. Final ask that's related to this is that we're going to ask by the 27th of October. You complete this Google Doc to let us know some times that you're available to debrief this instructional model self-assessment. So Stephanie and I together will hop on the phone and talk to you and your instructional leaders and your CEOs about this reflection. We'll ask follow-up questions and just make sure that before January, so you'll note that the last times for these calls are the week of the 20th of December, that we just know as much as possible about you guys. So, quick recap. Please fill out the Google Call options by 10:27. Stephanie and I will send out the actual invitations for the times by the 30th. And we also ask that you send us the reflection to both Stephanie and me by the 17th of November. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much. We are so excited to learn more about your networks, to dive in, and to get started in a program that helps you codify and clarify your instructional models.